Gi Hun, your time has come. Pack it up, buddy. You were our favorite character last season, but now we got a new kid on the block. Don't show up to Netflix tomorrow.
박민수요.
여기 왜 들어왔는데?
Senorita, excuse me.
I'm the captain now.
The grace period for everyone to have watched season 2 of Squid Game is finally over, and it seems like everyone is theorizing about season 3 and what will happen. On the other hand, I am still mourning the death of the GOAT, the one and only Thanos the Great. And not that Thanos, although there are similarities. Thanos' absence has left a gaping hole in the MCU, and Thanos' death in Squid Game has left a huge gaping hole in me.
What pause?
As in my heart. But back to the topic at hand, Thanos is an intriguing character, and after season 2, he's the one who made the biggest impression on me. He's easily the most quotable, obviously because of his English ad-libs, but he's also just the most fun out of the entire cast. I think Thanos was easily the most entertaining aspect of season 2, and I think a lot of you would agree. And in this video, I want to break down how Thanos manages to charm the entire audience. Let's jump right in and talk about arguably the best part of Thanos, his quotability. Thanos is easily the most frequent English speaker in all of Squid Game, unless you want to count those guys. But Thanos speaks a good chunk of English throughout the season, and this makes him resonate heavily with English-speaking audiences. It was a genius idea from T.O.P. to implement these English ad-libs into his character. It seems like T.O.P. understood the most natural way to stand out and connect with Western audiences was to bridge the language barrier, and I'm incredibly happy he did this. All of his English lines are funny, and his accent adds to the charm of his English. A good chunk of lines he says would be cheesy coming from a native speaker, but he's able to get away with it because this isn't his first language. By the way, did I mention that most of his lines are improvised? That's absolutely insane. I also love the sheer confidence he has when he says these lines, where you can tell he's trying his best to be coherent and to not sound like a typical Korean speaking English. And his bursts of English also perfectly match his eccentric character, who is all over the place and has bursts of violence and friendliness himself. And there are some moments where Thanos flukes it and somehow sounds like a natural English speaker. Just listen to this.
Oh boy, shut the fuck down.
If you closed my eyes and told me this was Austin Butler, there's like a 50% chance I would actually believe you. But besides his knack for the English language, what makes Thanos so memorable? Thanos is the washed-up rapper who is helplessly addicted to drugs, and this gimmick leads to a lot of funny moments. From being apprehensive to share drugs, nonchalantly skipping around in the games, kissing the voting machine, to checking out other men in the bathroom. Thanos is a weird dude, but every funny person is a little bit weird. It's just part of the deal. The funniest part of the entire season, though, comes from Mingle, where Thanos, likely in a state of being high on whatever he's taking, kicks out one of his loyal fans to survive the game. Once his fan is about to get shot, though, Thanos starts freaking out, calling out for him and asking why they left him behind. It's almost as if Thanos has two personalities like Jekyll and Hyde, one on the drugs and one who is somewhat normal, and the normal one comes back when they are in the locked room. As soon as they exit though, Thanos gives another hilarious English ad-lib. I believe it's after this round, it might have been another round though, so don't quote me on that. And it seems like we're back to the vicious personality of Thanos that just cares about winning. Either way though, this was a hilarious moment from season 2, and it also shows how brutal Thanos is. And this is a natural segue to the next point I want to talk about, and this is how Thanos charms us despite being an openly evil character. If we were to use the alignment chart, Thanos is without a doubt the chaotic evil of the show. He's selfish, not afraid to kill, and willing to do whatever it takes to reach his goals. Even during the red light green light game, he pushes people after he finds out that you get killed for moving. He is without a doubt a character who is motivated purely by self-interest. Despite him being evil though, there are moments where you can kind of sympathize with him. It makes sense why he hates player 333, since he made him lose all of his money. And there are also moments where he's somewhat kind. although some of these moments are just him making alliances for the sake of the game. The thing about Thanos, though, is that despite his chaotic nature, he's fully authentic to himself. He never sucks up to other people, and he doesn't change his personality for the sake of others. This is different from the other villains in Squid Game who deceive others and sometimes even deceive the audience. The only other character who is more on the authentic villain side is the gangster from Season 1, but he lacks the personality component that Thanos has to be likable. This unapologetic authenticity wins over the audience, and it gets the audience to sort of root for Thanos in a weird way. Yes, he's a bully, but he adds the necessary balance to Season 2 to keep it interesting. You don't want Thanos to die, or at least not die super soon, because you want to see all of the entertaining moments that Thanos has to offer, because no one else in the show is like him. And if we're talking about villains, then I would argue that Thanos is not even the most evil guy in the show. It's this dude, Player 007. How does this man find his mom in these games, trying to pay off his debt, and then he votes yes to continue twice? I'm rooting for the mom all the way, but this guy, the sick bastard, he deserves a worse fate than the contraption under my bed that's made of a Pringles can, sponges, latex gloves, Vaseline. Whether he's morally good or not, Thanos has personality, and this seems to be a recurring pattern in movies and shows where the straight man will sometimes be overshadowed by the eccentric wildcard. Yes, Gi Hun is still our darling, and we're all rooting for him to succeed, but Thanos adds to the dynamics of the show and keeps us entertained. There are so many examples where the straight man is sometimes overshadowed by the unpredictable character, even if you are rooting for the straight man. Some examples include Andrew Clark and John Bender in Breakfast Club, or Michael and Job in Arrested Development. Going off that last example specifically, Job is another character who is evil, or at best he's neutral, but the audience roots for him because of his personality and eccentric nature. Job is in this unique spot where we don't want him to win, but at the same time we don't want him to lose, and we enjoy watching him. Job and Thanos are authentic and unique, and they add a much needed element to each of their respective shows. Also, while we're at it, we should mention the real-life controversies around Thanos' actor. From what I understand, the reasons he's being shunned by the Korean media are incredibly stupid, and this guy deserves his flowers. Free my mans. Now, am I sad that Thanos forked around and found out? Thanos' death is bittersweet if I'm being honest. Yes, he had it coming, but I was hoping his character could somehow make it to Season 3 to give us some more funny moments, but then that might have been overdoing it, so I can understand why the decision to kill him and to move the focus to the other characters was made. Don't be sad it's over, be happy it happened type shit. My fellow Gen Alphas, am I cooking with that one? But that's my convenient 8-minute analysis over Thanos from Squid Game Season 2. Please let me know who your favorite character was in the comments below, and if it was Thanos, what makes him so appealing to you? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.